multiple times, it shuts it down.
That's what's been wrong, huh?
I'd say so.
All right, we're green. It is September 25th, 2025. It's 5 o'clock. This is Budget and Finance. I'm going to open up our meeting. We have taken the roll. We have 2 absent. Before we approve the agenda, I'm going to put these under 5, which is approve the minutes, but 5B will be the Old Stone Fort Bridge. It's a grant, correct, Mayor?
It would be an appropriation.
Okay,
out of the
okay.
church fund.
5C is going to be a tourism grant for the Historical Society, and 5D will be South Central Tennessee Tourism Grant. So with those 3 additions, I'll take a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, got a
Second.
motion by Roger and second by Tim Stubblefield. Any additions or deletions by anybody? Okay, all those in favor by aye? Okay. Public comments. Does anybody need to speak now, or you want to wait and do it? We'll just do it when they come up on the agenda. Okay, like we've been doing at HWR, okay? Everybody seen the minutes of the last meeting? And I'll make a motion after you've seen those and looked at them to approve those minutes.
Who else is absent?
Terry Hirschman and
Dow Jones.
Ms. Dow Jones. Anybody want to make a motion for the minutes?
I wasn't here.
I'll make a motion, approve the minutes.
Motion by Stubblefield,
I'll second.
second by Chambers. Any additions or deletions to the minutes? All those in favor for approval by aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. All right, with 5B on the amended agenda is the Old Stone Fort Bridge.
I'm gonna give you just a brief preface here. The Old Stone Fort, I'm gonna let, I hope, Mr. Keeganimi, you're gonna speak to this, or you want Matt too? Okay. The Old Stone Fort Preservation Group, as you guys know, have fought extremely hard in the courts and public opinion. Have been pretty successful so far, but they have racked up some pretty significant legal fees because they have acquired an attorney. And our 2 state representatives from this area have been heavily involved and fully in support of this, and have mentioned to me that the private sector has been funding this group and their quest, and they asked, the state reps just said, don't you think Coffee County might be able to help? Since a hotel motel tax was passed by resolution, the funds collected from the hotel motel tax are specifically to be spent on local tourism and economic development, nothing else. They're restricted funds. And I myself can't think of anything better to help support than the preservation of that Old Stone Fort Bridge, which I may remind everybody, the full legislative body unanimously passed a resolution to keep the bridge in its place. So, having said that, I'd like to ask this, the president, is Mr. Matt Weiser, you're gonna speak to this. Just give us a brief description of where you guys are. And step to
you'll
the
come up,
podium,
yeah.
please.
First off, I want to thank Mayor Hunt for inviting us here tonight. He's attended our board members, been very supportive of our group's cause. I want to thank the commissioners for their support, their time tonight, but their unanimous support on the county's resolution 2023-19 regarding the bridge to preserve and keep it. We're here tonight at the suggestion from Rush Bricken, who's given us tremendous support and attended our meetings. I wanted to share something from Janice Bowling. She said, please convey my sincere regret for being unable to attend the committee meeting tonight due to prior commitment. I fully support this request for multiple reasons. The iconic bridge is a central part of our county and state history and is irreplaceable. The economic impact of tourism to the park is significant. The bridge is a central attraction to the park. A critical environmental aspect of saving the bridge is also central to this need. She states that she wants to try and keep demolition out of the most diverse river in North America. Assisting with funding the financial aspect of the intense effort to save our bridge is an investment in our ecological infrastructure, our cultural heritage, and our future economic benefit with tourism. The bridge is central to the identity of the park, and thank you for accepting my endorsement of the financial request being submitted at tonight's meeting. So our cause is preserve and keep it as special as it is to us. It has broad support evident from thousands of citizens that have signed a petition to keep it. It's a historical landmark and a great draw for our tourism, as well as Old Stone Fort Park and our beloved Duck River. Supporting our efforts protects all three of these tourism assets. Dimitri Kaladimas has attended several of our meetings, aired many pieces on our cause to save our beloved bridge, and spread word over the internet through various websites she's a part of. Our group has raised over $40,000 through a craft music festival, public donations, and we have several fundraising events we're scheduling now. We have the replica of the bridge that's been and will be an Old Timers Day parade, and set up in the booth on the square, which is always heartwarming to see the smiles that it brings. Common John Brewery has agreed to let us use their space for an event, possibly a chili cook-off or similar. We're discussing and trying to schedule something with LeBron. But some of the things we've done, we've hired private engineers to inspect the bridge for its status and its maintenance schedule. They think that it can be renovated for a fraction of the cost. Past that, we've had to pursue an administrative hearing regarding the ARAT permit for construction phases and build a new bridge. We had to take it to a state level first so we could take it to a chancery court, which is where we're currently at, where we hope, believe, and pray that our local authorities are more inclined to see the devastation of the park, the bridge, or the river, and everything in between for this unwanted bridge. Currently, we owe about $16,000 between attorney fees, expert witnesses, and engineering reports, with $12,000 to $20,000 expected. I want to add that the RVers prefer the new entrance, and I want to encourage everybody in the community, privately or business, to come forward and offer what support they can. I have some handouts here for you. And Mr. Gary Kivanimi has a few words to share as well.
Hi, neighbors. My name's Gary Kivanimi. I live out on Riddle Road. Hi, Tim. Used to be a neighbor of mine. And anyway, I was president of the Old Stone Fort Bridge Preservation Group for the last 18 months or so, and just this last month handed it over to Matthew. During that time, we've found how difficult it is to challenge a large bureaucracy as in TDEC. And it's tough on one hand because you want to get along with those folks that do so many great things for our infrastructure. And yet, you know, when you look at something objectively, you got to say, well, all those people are human, so they've got the opportunity to make a mistake every once in a while as well. And so all we've said with our challenge about the bridge is that we think the decisions that came were done in haste and were not the best interest of our community. One thing beautiful about this is that in the 18 months I've been doing this, it's never been a political thing. There's never been partisanship ever mentioned by anybody. There's people from all walks of life in our community that support saving this bridge and not doing this damage to the river. And another nice thing that falls in line with your job is that the whole issue crosses all ages, from people out here at the high school that like to have their graduation pictures and their prom pictures taken there, all the way to grandmothers and grandfathers who take their grandkids out there to have a nice, scenic, beautiful place. And I think most of you know that the Chamber of Commerce, the city, and the county have all used pictures of the bridge for several decades to promote our community. I think I really hope that you all understand the great loss that it would be if we are unable to prevail in saving this bridge. And so far, we've really broken the record, I think, in that we've preserved this bridge 2 years past when it was supposed to have been settled. So we have been heard. We've been heard everywhere from the governor's office on down. So I think we're going to prevail, but we would certainly love to have your all's assistance and understanding of the value that the bridge is to our community. Thank you all.
So Matthew, you owe 16,000 now and projected to need another 20. Okay.
Yes, sir.
How much money do we have in that account?
Mariana,
I don't know. I won't ask them again.
you've got your budget book with you?
Well, we
In the
can,
tourism money?
Collect.
Right.
About 270,000.
Hotel motel tax is $575,000.
That's what we collect. We collected last year.
Okay. But have we spent it?
Well, we've not designated.
Okay.
I mean,
Yes, ma'am.
it's economic and tourism
Yes.
development.
Okay. So last year it generated $575,000. And we've not designated what we're gonna do with it.
Right now, the only thing we've got that's economic, and what I've always done is the industrial board and then whatever else.
Okay.
I put in that 58,110.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
So do we give the industrial board money out of it already? Yes.
yes, that
Okay.
comes out of the general fund, yes. Other than that, I've not,
Okay.
if there was something done, I wasn't aware of it, and it wasn't, trade to me, I mean, what you're asking is kind of confusing, so. I'm not aware of anything being committed other than those
Mhm.
2 or 3 items.
Can we make a positive recommendation if her figures come back next meeting to, just to see where we're actually at?
We give about 300,000 to the industrial board,
Okay.
Right.
Okay. and probably about 18,000 for tourism, and then we, do some maintenance out at the conference center. So, other than that, you probably have about 100,000 available.
And that regenerates every year.
Right, yes.
Okay.
that's- Yes.
When you said 18,000 to tourism, who got the 18,000?
We paid 10,000 to, City of Manchester for the Public Building Authority for the, conference center. And we gave some money to Backroads Heritage, Tennessee Backroads Heritage, I can't think who the other one was.
In this budget cycle that we're in?
No, and this one.
That would have been last year's?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we did some improvements.
Did we do the Christmas lights on the courthouse
Did
with it?
Christmas lights,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact.
Okay,
I've got
the
that in there.
alternating lights on the courthouse.
Right, we did, and they did.
One
they
side
didn't do
or
it
two
till just
sides, yeah.
now.
Mhm.
That's the 5,000, thank you. That's the 5,000. So, that makes 18. 10,500, yeah.
Well, if you paid every bit of their needs right now, it'd only be 36.
That's what I'd like to do, make a motion to pay the 36 because we got the money and we can't spend it for nothing else. Just go ahead and give it to them.
I second the motion.
Okay. Got a motion by Tim Brown, a second.
May I ask for stipulations that reporting goes along with that allocation? That you
Billing.
guys are to report all
Billing.
expenditures?
And this would just be a one-time gift, right?
And y'all's motion?
I mean, it's our motion, but, or y'all want one-time
gift, or you wanna?
But it's for
Until they come
this
back
cycle.
again, ask for more, then we'll decide.
Well, yeah, I
then.
mean, come back again. And
Yeah,
yeah.
so there's
yeah.
no
It's a
one time to it.
All right, so the motion's $36,000, and they will come back with a, not audited, but a spreadsheet on your cost, what we're spending the money on, and that will all be through the tourism, and that will be to protect Old Stone Fort's old bridge and keep it in place.
Yes, sir.
And that way people from out of town are paying for it, because that's where,
That's where.
that's where it's coming from.
People from out of town come visit.
Yes, oh, yes, sir, and the more this hits the news, more people are coming to see that bridge, because the chance of it losing it, it's history, that aren't around anymore. There's just, and if the, on the $300,000 that it estimated to fix it, would that cover car traffic again too? I don't think that the car traffic ought to be
Our
on there.
engineers say it's certainly I'm sorry, Matt, do you want to speak to that?
No, you go ahead.
Our engineers met with the state, and they showed them
Yeah.
that the bridge is very capable of doing that. That's not our recommendation.
Yes.
We feel like it's best.
Foot
as
traffic.
A pedestrian
Yes.
bridge, and yet still meet the park's primary need, which may be for rangers to be able to cross.
On gators.
But, you know, they can control that with
Yes.
bollards or
Mhm.
whatever. But that would be best, to be a pedestrian bridge with use by the park ranger. Because obviously, you know, we've got a great big new bridge out on 41. And we, you know, we've surveyed all kinds of people, including campers and residents, and overwhelmingly, users of the park and the whole community here support
The
safety
new
of
entrance,
the bridge
yes.
and not doing damage to the river.
And I would say that new entrance is a whole lot safer for campers, because if you're not a good driver and trying to pull a great big gooseneck or a fifth wheel in there, would be a challenge.
Well, one of the things that I did is I visited with head of the police department, Mr. Syke. I visited with George, the head of the fire department, and I visited with other first responders, and including the sheriff's.
Well, they can't, if you want to come up here, because everybody will be saying they can't hear you, I'm sorry.
So, anyway, I have a letter from all those first responder department heads, and they've all, I asked them a simple question. I wasn't trying to load the question. I just simply said, if you have to respond to the park campground, how do you prefer to do that? Every one of them says overwhelmingly by Country Club Drive, overwhelmingly.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, Nashville has a pedestrian bridge,
Oh, yes, many communities.
and it's lit, it's used.
Chattanooga just
yes.
redid the Walnut
So,
Street Bridge.
Yeah.
Um,
Many communities that have saved their bridges, it is a focal point for events throughout the year. And we hope that once this particular issue is resolved, that our organization will work with the park in helping sponsor events, dress up the bridge for holidays, and those kinds of things. So we probably will assist them even financially in their goals to get more people to use the park.
Cool.
You know?
Anybody else any more questions or anything? All right, we got a motion,
And a second.
36,
Second.
motion in a second, $36,000 coming out of tourism. Okay, all those in favor by aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that one passes. Next one up is the tourism grant for the Historical Society.
I asked
Folks, it brings tears to my eyes. Thank you so much.
Gave them my card to email me that.
Okay.
information. Oh,
All right, Miss Sandra.
I'm Sandra Bennett, and I'm a volunteer at the Historical Society and primarily in the historical museum that's inside the old courthouse on the square in Manchester. And we're pretty much one of the very few actual tourism destinations for Coffee County itself, not including what's in the cities, but it's just us. So it was suggested to us that we apply for tourism dollars from the county since we're part of the county. And so we wrote a letter to Dennis and copied Mariana on it. And Mariana, thank you for all your help. You were really a huge help in helping us put this together. And we really have started probably 2.5 years ago with the museum. We started doing more exhibits and having a lot of people coming in, and we had, I think I wrote in here, we had, in 2024, we had upwards of 366 visitors. Now, mind you, the museum and the Historical Society are only open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 till 1. And we still had that many people come through. We had the first Black History exhibit that we had, on the very first day, we had 70 people show up. We had a Women's History Month. I mean, we've really worked very hard. We're taking our things to schools. We're taking exhibits to schools and doing that. We did one for Hickerson and East Coffee and Hillsborough. And that one was about what it was like to grow up in Coffee County and go to school from 1904 to 1945. And that was huge, and it was great for the kids. And Bonnie Gamble and I just did one at Hickerson again. The kids had wanted us to talk to them about trains, which we have a lot of information about, thanks to Tullahoma. And they also wanted to know about celebrations. So we talked about Old Timers Day and the fair and what those traditions meant to this community and that. So, and the kids were great and they loved it. And so we're hoping to do more and more of that, and we're hoping to get in front of more of the schools and do a little bit more of this. We're actually talking with the Chamber of Commerce in Manchester. They're getting ready to do some sort of program for after-school kids that have to stay after school until they're able to be picked up or whatever, and they're going to start doing some things with that, and we're going to be working with them to maybe do some programs with them about that too. So, but our primary concern, I'm just telling you what we do, but when we inherited the museum, Bonnie and I went in, and we've got display cases, but they're about as old as the courthouse, so which was opened in 1871, just so you know. But we do need some more display cases, and they need to be lit, and they need to have locks on them. It's important that we do that so that we don't lose any of the artifacts in that we're showing. The other thing that we're working on too is we're doing a marketing plan. I have a committee that I'm working with, and we're getting ready to do rack cards, which is a two-sided brochure, so to speak. And one will be for the Historical Society, and one will be for the museum. And those will go to the Chamber of Commerce's, both in Tullahoma and in Manchester. A lot of the hotels will be getting those. And if we can work it out, I want to call the state of Tennessee and find out if we can get these brochures into the visitor centers. All of that's going to generate more people coming through and more tourism coming into town. And so having this additional money right now would help us get at least one more display case. They're very expensive, but it would help us get at least one new one, and it would also help us with those our plans to market this a little bit more so that we can get more people in. Does anybody have any questions for me?
$10,000.
10,000.
10.
I'll make a motion, we give her the 10,000 out of the tourism money.
I'll
Oh, I
second.
thought you were going to say more.
Well, what's the price of one case?
It's very expensive. Bonnie would know, but she's out of town, and I don't know that off the top of my head, but I know that she said this will barely cover one, so that's all I know. That's what she
It
told me.
could be a yearly request,
It could be.
because the taxes are, the hotel motel tax is not
Comes
gonna
in
go
every
away.
year, yeah.
It's not gonna go away.
I mean, we're not trying to be greedy.
Yes,
We just
ma'am.
want to kind of get in front of you and say, we're doing the work that is
Yes, ma'am.
part of the tourism grant. And we're working very hard to do that. So, I would hope that we would go we would be able to qualify for that.
Got a motion by Tim and a second by Tim. Any more discussion or any kind of add-ons? Okay, $10,000 out of the tourism to the Historical Society for the courthouse. All those in favor by aye? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
really
Thank you.
appreciate your help.
And then 5D is gonna be the South Central Tennessee Tourism Grant.
I want to give a little background, if I may. Last year, the director, Ryan French, is that his position, director?
Yes.
Still
Okay.
director, he's still director, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
I'm gonna back up a little bit. During our budget approval process last year and years prior, the 501c charitable donations, individuals that wanted those showed up at budget approval and requested those. And I think all requests that we had during budget cycle time were reviewed and granted if there was request. Last year, I had to spank my buddy Ryan French a little bit because he did not show up during budget approval process time to request this $3,500 that is basically a donation because they're a 501c.
And he
group.
received the letter.
We didn't
Yeah.
have many people
Yeah,
show at all.
and last year, I elected to take that out of the mayor's discretionary account. I'm not willing to do that this year, so it's up to you guys to decide if this $3,500 is due payable. But I do, before you start, I got one question.
Yeah.
With this, this bill that we got requesting funds, we have the tourism, what is the value of an overnight accommodation? Coffee County is at the top of the list with 32 million. Did you hand this chart out to people? Do you even seen it? Please introduce yourself. I'm sorry.
My name is Amanda McGowan, and I'm the Director of Operations at South Central
All right,
Tennessee
Amanda,
Tourism.
if you would, Coffee County, you got Coffee, Maury, Frank, they're all in numerical order based upon the total revenue generated by the accommodations tax. We're at the top of the list at $32 million. Maury County's right under us, it's $31 million. The next column over is the estimated county occupancy taxes.
We don't have that.
I know you don't.
Okay,
It jammed in the copying machine, so I've got one.
okay.
I'm sorry. So the estimated occupancy taxes for Coffee County is shown at $41,000. Maury County, who had almost within 1 million of us, had 128,000. Franklin County had 880,000, and their tax rate may be different, but I don't understand why Coffee County's occupancy tax was $41,000. Do you have anything in your presentation that corroborates that, or get me straight on that? That ain't much. That's something,
And
the
he
math
does, he
ain't
doesn't
math.
buy it. He does not buy it, so he'll be good. And if he does buy it, he's already had his rabies shot, so don't get real scared out there.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe off on that. Type of.
The math ain't math, and that's all I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out, what's going on.
So sorry. I know that's different information than you guys got.
If I had my laptop in here, I could Google it, I guess, but I'm wondering if the comma got put in the wrong place, and it should be 400.
This one's also for 2023.
That is correct. But that's what he sent with this, so that's what we got, yeah.
Yeah, that,
Because you
that's,
asked me, and I said, I don't know where that comes from, because that's way too low.
So, Mariana, what did we collect? Just off the top of your head.
In hotel motel?
Yeah,
75,000.
In 1 year?
That's- Yes, that's
Okay.
just the tax on it, that's not the revenue that
They
tax
spend
brings
in,
yeah. I just had that question. I was hoping that you had an answer for it, because that's what he provided to the mayor's office to sign off on this donation.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, why there's that discrepancy. I know, Ryan would have a better answer than I do on that question. But I do know that those are, outdated numbers because the state hadn't released the new ones yet when we sent out those invoices. So the packet you have in front of you is the current information.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
Could they send this to us updated? This chart right here that's not listed in our packet?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
and all of
just-
that information
just
is
whenever.
on, yeah, all that information's on the state of Tennessee,
Okay.
the state's
Okay.
website as well.
That would be something for us to just, the people of Coffee County even need to know that is the
Yeah.
people that spend the night here are saving you money by us taxing them instead of us.
Of course, yes, we try to
Okay.
emphasize that a lot. Well, if you've never heard of us before, we are a state support agency. There are 9 regionals in Tennessee, and we cover South Central, so we cover from Wayne and Perry County over to Coffee and Franklin, and up to Murray. I just gave you these little packets. It goes in a little more about who we are and what we do, but we work with our local governments. We work with our local destination marketing organizations, like the Visit Tullahomas, the Visit Fayettevilles, all of those organizations. And we also work a lot with our local businesses just to promote visitors to the area. And on this first page in the packet here, it gives you a little more of a breakdown of kind of how the regionals work. But we are funded fundamentally by a $35,000 endowment grant from the state, and that's a 50-50 match. So these dues that we ask for from our cities and our counties are just to match that fundamental grant for our funding. And you can see some more of our funding on that third page of your packet. We provide industry support. We work with the state very closely. We also work with the Tennessee Department, Tennessee Hospitality and Tourism Association as well. We do work with the local DMOs and local businesses, but we are tourism first always. Even if you spend no money on our services, we provide marketing services, basic social media stuff, and some brochure development. And we also have a very extensive website, experiencetennessee.com. But regardless of all that, we are tourism first. No matter if a business doesn't even care that we exist, we want to promote them to everybody. So that's all the dues are asking for, is just to match that fundamental grant that we need to match for the state. And that can also, it qualifies as tourism for those lodging taxes
How long have y'all been in existence?
since 1973.
What's the total, 3,500?
3,500.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to give them 3,500.
Okay, I have a motion by Tim Brown,
I second.
second by Todd.
Okay, I have to make a comment. You know, we went through this 2 years ago, and Ryan was told, you need to come during the budget time. And I sent him a letter saying, you need to send me this information. I never got the information. And it just seems nothing against you. Why we're amending the budget constantly on stuff that should have already been done during our process. And it just, to me, becomes, more a burden to try to run back and backtrack and gather all this stuff. So I just don't like having, when I ask for something, it be ignored. It's very important, and we have, there are certain requirements that I have to have in order to give a nonprofit 501c3 funds. That's why I asked for that information, and Ryan's not, I don't know why he doesn't give it to me.
Could you, I'm not sure what you're talking about. What was the information that he couldn't provide?
Every year about February, I send out letters to anybody that requested funds or received funds in the past, ask them to send in a packet, and there's 4 things. They're asking them to send to my office well in advance, so when we get to this, the portion of our budget schedule, when we go through all this, we have the information where we can review it. Because if it's a 501c3, there's certain things I have to double check and make sure that it's legal and everything.
Was there a W-9 at one time that you didn't have?
W-9, and I couldn't locate the FEIN number for this organization, and it's not on me to go prove you exist.
Oh, I totally
And,
understand
I
that. And
explained
I
that to
remember
Ryan.
specifically talking about this with Ryan, and I remember packing an envelope with a W-2. I'm not sure if that, what happened, but we did not deliberately keep information from you, I promise that.
Well, I'm just saying that, you know, my office is small, and, you know, I have limited staff.
Oh, we understand that, absolutely.
And I just kind of, to the point, of asking for the
Oh,
information
yeah.
over there, so we can give you money.
No, yeah, I absolutely
then-
understand
Maybe
that.
this year, starting in March or something, he can hand deliver it. Cause we live here.
'Cause,
Yeah.
I
you
mean,
know,
it can, that way it's all
yes.
checked off and he can come by and check off and make sure that it is here and it's taken care of. Moving forward,
Yeah, moving forward.
yeah.
April and May is the time
Yeah.
to be here.
I mean, even if you bring it in March, it can be put someplace for storage and we know we've got it. And that way
Right.
that's checked off and that way we don't have to go through what we're doing
Or
right
maybe
now.
you can
yeah,
bring it.
that's all.
Yeah,
You may be more reliable.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to say, year before last, not in the budget I was, party to, it got reduced by $500. They approved 3,000 as opposed to the full 3,500. Then last year, like I said, I made the request that it come out of my discretionary account to take care of it late in the cycle without having to go through budget amendment and all that.
Okay.
So
Here we are.
there's successive years that it's been tardy, and I spanked him last year.
He got spanked the year before by Lynn Seaver, so I'm just saying that.
So you'll make sure that's taken care of, correct?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Bottom line is, you need to show up.
Yeah.
If you want to, if you
Want
want
the
us
money.
to.
Or
advance your money.
Amanda,
We don't
she's a lot
always
prettier.
ask for
Yeah,
all these
so I
things.
said you,
Especially if it's
3,000
an
or
recurring,
3,500?
we know
Yeah.
what the orders is. I still have to have the paperwork
Yeah.
every year,
Okay,
because
Yeah.
Okay.
we don't like to waste anybody's time if it's
Mm-hmm.
something we know who the organization is. Mainly we hear new requests,
He made the motion for 3,500.
but
I knew we lowered it last year to
Is there a
3,000, so.
Yeah.
okay.
Well, do you wanna put this off to the end of the meeting tonight and call Ryan right now and tell him to show up?
No, we're good.
Well, then
No,
you
we don't,
gotta-
that probably won't be
If the
necessary.
paperwork will
Another
take her, the paperwork, if the
Couldn't
paper,
get the paperwork tonight.
yeah.
that's all I wanted.
Will you check by Monday of next week and make sure that y'all have fulfilled the paperwork to Mariana? Please, ma'am.
Can we reiterate what that is? It's the W-2, I know.
A W-9.
W-9.
I'll
That's
just,
what I meant.
we can.
Okay, I have a card, let me grab my purse.
I'll make
Okay.
a suggestion that we wait until the next budget meeting to make sure Mary Ann gets the paperwork that she needs.
Okay. You want to table it?
Yes.
Okay. Have a motion to table.
I'll second.
A second to table. Okay. Any discussion? To table the $3,500 until the October meeting. All those in favor by aye.
Aye.
That way you got a month.
You got plenty of
Okay.
time now.
I'll email you.
All right. That's the third one.
Oh,
All right.
Mr. Chairman, one
Yes, sir.
thing I want to do, I want to read Resolution 2019-10. This was the resolution that established the occupancy tax. There, I won't go through all the therefores, but to go to Section 3, stipulates the proceeds received by the county from the tax shall be utilized to support local tourism and economic development. Just so you guys know what you guys just, were dealing with is covered by Resolution 2019-10.
Okay, and the two that we spend it on do cover underneath.
Sir?
The two that with the bridge and the courthouse historical society fall under tourism.
Sure.
Okay, and
Yeah, they-
hers, if they get their stuff ready, will fall under tourism also.
And I did review that, bridge stuff with CTAS, and they were perfectly comfortable with us using those funds,
Okay.
which are restricted for tourism.
All right. All right, we're done with 5D. Now we're on 6, and 6 is rural water from J.E. Sarton Road. And Ms. Pugh, if you'll let me talk for a second, it may not even have to have you. This is a rural road in the north part of Coffee County that has no water. They are using water out of a creek. All the wells have gone dry. One spring has very, very little water in it. And she's been working on it longer than I have. But we have gone through Manchester City, 2 directors of Manchester Water. Jeff Perry was the last one that we worked with, and Manchester City, at the time that Mr. Perry was the director over the water department, agreed to put in a 6-inch water line and run it from the top of 16th Model to Kathy Ridge. Being that you have to have people to vote with you, so you have to get people to come along with you to spend county money. I, on HWR, don't have the support for a 6-inch water line. I do have the support for a 4-inch water line, which brings the cost down from $70,000 to $35,000 for the pipe. And that's where we're at, except that Manchester City now is without a water department director. He has resigned this past week. But I would at least like to show these people that we're willing to step forward, and this money would come from rural. It would not come out of the general fund, so it would be the rural people's paying with it with their own taxes to pay for enough 4-inch water line to run from Kathy Ridge Road to 16th Model. And hopefully the new director of Manchester Water will pick this up and agree to continue with the project as set forth before Mr. Perry left.
I think it's well covered.
Where's that?
I have some pictures.
It's
Kathy
J.E.
Ridge Road.
Sarton Road.
Yeah,
To J-
but enough pipe to run from
It
Kathy
from
Ridge to
16th Model Road and it will join Kathy Ridge, and it will help the whole water system if they do the whole thing, because it will also make another pressure loop within their system to where the pressures can be equalized, and that would help them out.
And that would be a 4-inch.
That would be a 4-inch line.
So
And
what do
that-
you need from this committee?
Me being chairman, I will make the motion that I ask that we take $35,000 out of a rural infrastructure fund, that's it, to pay for the 4-inch water pipe if Manchester City will continue to agree to their agreement.
That'd be contingent upon
Yes.
Manchester
Agree,
participating.
going back, since when they
Does
get a new
this come
director.
with a unanimous positive recommendation from HWR?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll second it.
The question I have, well, we have time to, do you know what size line they're tying into on each end?
A 6-inch and a 6-inch.
So it needs to be a 6-inch,
It
preferably.
would preferably be a 6-inch, but
Right.
just like in Washington DC,
Right.
you have to work with the people, and some people are not willing to, and I understand that. You gotta give and take, and that's what this job is about. You don't get, I'm not Santa Claus. You have to work with the people and get what they were willing to promote, and that's where we're at.
Right, so we have a month of
Yes.
time to
Mhm.
try
October the
to-
14th will be our date.
Okay, so we have that much time to try to improve with the
Yes.
new
Yes.
director to.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah,
And all of this may go forth, and they tell me no. And that I'll get back up and I'll come again. These people need water.
Yes,
sir.
they do.
By putting a 4-inch line, or is there a reduction in pressure that would cause an eventuality of having to replace it anyway with the 6-inch line? Because then it's a bad investment in the first place.
In my lifetime, it won't happen because there are about 7 homes on this whole road.
Actually, you'll get a little more pressure
Pressure,
with a smaller
volume, your
diameter.
volume's
The
gonna be,
volume
the
is what
volume's
you
gonna be down.
reduce.
There will not be fire hydrants. And most of the water in my end of the district are 4-inch lines. Once you break off of Kathy Ridge and 16th Model Road, they are 4-inch water lines.
Mr. Chairman, it'd be worth noting how many residences,
5 on there right now
5 residents will be served by this
Yes.
investment.
That have no water.
that have no water.
That's
Well,
they
very
have-
limited.
They have creek water.
right, but
Very
that's the
limited.
key point
Yeah.
here. that they
They're,
have
they're
no-
ruining everything that they have. Any kind of appliances
Yes.
is being ruined. Water heaters are being ruined. There's
Right.
no way to filter it. I mean, there's
Right.
just, I mean, the filters fill up and it's just useless, so,
They are in tremendous need.
yes. And they're within a half a mile of the lake that we get our water from. That's the ironic, that is the ironic thing about it. With the water we all drink from is a half a mile from them and they still can't get it, so.
Right.
Okay. A motion by me, second by Tim Brown. All those in favor by aye?
Aye.
Okay. All right, the next one is me again, and this is probably be contentious. Several years ago, the county came up with the rural fire department, a 200, I think it's been 4 years now? 4 years?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
so,
this is
yeah.
my second back on. They were taking $250,000 and dividing it between the rural fire department and the rescue squad. You had to jump through these hoops to do it. You had to put in so many fire detectors in each of your area to get this. And Hillsborough Fire Department probably did not do everything they should have with their bookkeeping. And at that time, she was not in charge of the POs. Somebody else was in charge of the POs. And in between the fire department and the person that was in charge of the POs, some things got left out. And something didn't get paid and they somehow didn't get their money. I'm just looking to make it fair that they get their 41,666 or 667 back from a year ago or 2 years ago. I don't know how all it fits in there, but they came up short of a year. That's all I'm asking for. Y'all may tell me no, y'all may tell them no. It was probably as much their fault, and I will blame some on them, as the person that was in charge of the POs. They should have kept up with, if we're giving you $41,000, you should be more on top of your bookkeeping. But I said I would try to do this and be fair, so
Okay,
have at it.
I have a whole folder, on the whole process. I have met with these individuals 3 times, okay? We amended the budget twice last year for the 23 budget year and the 2024 budget year. Because, yes, part of it was the previous purchasing agent. That was number one. Number 2 was they were wanting to get part of the money in 1 year and part of the money in the next year, so they had the whole 80 to buy something. Okay, well, guess what happened? In 2024, the funding that should have been there, nobody put it on the agenda, because even though there was a 4-year commitment time, county legislative body has to approve funding every year. You can't obligate boards beyond the year you're in. Well, they neglected to do that. So we had to go back and amend the budget, like we're doing now, and put that $250,000 in. It wasn't done until October of that year. So what happened, the vendor was waiting for the other half of his money to pay for this one big, huge 80 grand or whatever they bought or going to buy, and that person didn't get it. The PO was not issued to the correct vendor. So when I go through POs at year end, that's another accounting thing. I have to make sure these are valid. Nobody knew what happened with these POs, so I have to, what I call liquidate it. That means money goes back to fund balance. So it took me a couple weeks, I'm talking weeks, that I don't have to go through every single one from 23 and 24 to figure out who got the money, who didn't spend the money on all of them, not just Hillsborough. And reconcile all this so that going forward, when it got moved to my office, I knew who bought what, who didn't buy, who, whatever. Because this money is not the contribution that's paid out of the general fund. This is out of a rural capital project fund, which means the county has to buy the equipment or vehicle or whatever, and we gift it to them. So, got that all done. I met with the individuals. I explained the money for this year, which was ending this prior year, you have to either have a PO or have it spent by June 30th, 2025, because that money will not roll. The only way it's gonna roll is a prior year PO is if you give me a PO request. Well, that wasn't done, so again, it rolled to the balance. And that's why their money for this past year, they didn't spend it because of what just happened.
That's what I said, it's much their fault, yeah.
So, you know, here again, everybody has, we've talked to them, everybody understands the purchasing policies and why the two things are done different. We've had no problem. I also assign cost centers on every fire department and rescue squad. So when I pull a report, I can say, this is Hillsborough, that's their PO. Because what was done in previous purchasing agents, they just dumped it all with one account number. Well, you can imagine that's looking for a needle in a haystack, because if a PO's not spent, did it get spent? Did it get rolled to the next year? It's very complicated. So that's what I've done for this year to alleviate that. But that's what's happened. And the person now who is, I guess you call him the chief, he's new. Yes, their treasurer was sick before he got there, and all that, you know, that happened. So I just wanted to state all that's why they were not able to spend their money that was appropriated for them this past year.
Oh, and they have blame. I mean, you know, the blame has to go to them too, because they didn't take care of their business.
Right.
I'm just trying to see if we can fix it to where we can be even and them learn.
You have to amend the budget,
Okay.
and that's in rural capital projects fund, and
I have a question when we're done.
the $41,667.
So is this, excuse me, is this a problem that you think if we approve this money gonna be solved the next time, the next
Well,
year?
not if you let them come back and they didn't, and we go through this again, like this stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, do you think,
I mean, to my knowledge.
is there any
that's-
lessons learned here is what I'm,
Right.
You have a new chief.
okay.
Also, I know we have discussed in Budget and Finance last year that if we were not gonna continue to do the 250,000 divided, then we need to tell them now so they know not to include that in their budget. So if we're not gonna
Right.
continue doing that, because that was only supposed to be for,
COVID.
We did do it.
right, during
Was
COVID.
that
And so
COVID
it was
money,
supposed to
that
stop,
250?
stop.
Right.
No, it's not COVID money.
but
It's just
it
to help
was
because of
beginning.
fundraising.
Yeah, they couldn't have
So,
the,
and we were told that, hey, we didn't do it because it was right here at budget and they had already kind of counted on that, and so we
Okay.
didn't do it, but now, if next year, if we're not gonna include, we need to tell them, hey, don't count on that, because
Right.
we're not gonna continue that.
This program that was put in place ends with this budget. It will not,
Yeah.
we'd have to renew it for it to continue.
when you talk
So-
about the
Right.
2027 budget.
Right, I just want to
Right.
make sure they know.
Yes, that's
You are
exactly
correct.
right. 'Cause-
But if this, what they say is owed to them, that this catch them up, would that be?
It's not,
Or-
I guess
It's not owed
I
to
don't-
them. To me, they earned it.
So that-
And in their negligence and the person before Mariana,
Right.
it got behind and it never got caught back up.
I see.
I did get the vendor
So
caught
is this
up
owed to
and
them,
sent
is
them
that what
2
you're saying?
payments.
They earned it,
They
not
earned
owed.
Okay,
Once-
Yeah,
Yes.
I hate the word owed.
yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I don't
Once
feel
I
like we
figured
owe
out what
anybody anything.
happened.
Right. I
Okay.
understand that.
We did, but the vendor, they received their payment and they're good. It was like 80-something thousand. They did receive it. So they have their 41,667 for this year. And if you want them to get the money they didn't spend last
Last
year,
year.
that would be a total of like
Yep,
82, whatever.
82,000 that they could buy a truck with.
Does that make sense?
I'll make that motion to pay that 41,000 of
Roger makes the
2024.
motion.
It's
is it
2025.
2025?
Yeah,
2025,
it's
yeah.
kind of
Okay,
confusing
yeah, yeah.
because, yeah.
I'll second.
And Tim Stubblefield seconds. Any discussion?
May I make a comment?
Mhm.
All of our first responders, they do extraordinary things. And I think our commission and this Budget and Finance Committee made extraordinary efforts to get our sheriff's department and deputies up to par and making a commitment to the people in our rural areas that offer the fire protection that we enjoy as rural residents. So I'm glad that you guys are helping them out the way you are, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, and they can always, they can always come see our purchasing agent.
Yeah.
That's his job.
Okay, well, I'm gonna call him.
Because they're not
He's
from
gonna-
that, they
yeah.
don't have time to
Okay.
go do that.
Yep,
And we're happy, that's our job, we wanna
Okay.
help them make sure they get what they want, and that's all follows the county purchasing policy.
okay. All right, we got a motion and a second. Any discussion, more? All those in favor by aye.
Aye.
Okay. 8A, county budget, and that's in front of us.
My budget amendment, mine's real quick, I swear, Ruth. Okay, I have, the first one is a revision, I handed you those out earlier, just so you'd have them. Where it says revised at the top, because I had to add a line for recovery court, I meant to move the one that says, at the top part, it says, where did I put it? Oh, 103 under recovery, drug recovery court, 103 assistant.
20,000.
Yes, that needs to be part-time, so I've moved it down to the second part, which increases part-time personnel by 20 grand. I forgot to do that. And then in the meantime, Ms. Jenny Anthony had a request to move the money that is in her budget in 199, which was paying for a court officer for circuit court, which now the sheriff is handling that. It's not having to be charged to her budget. She wants to move that and use that for part-time help.
Is that your, okay,
No, that's the next one.
The 19,550.
That's another one.
okay.
Is that what you're saying, the 19,550 moved to?
Yes, ma'am,
Oh,
the
okay.
19,550
Okay, mhm.
down to, on that second page, number
Okay.
4, circuit court, part-time personnel,
Okay.
169.
I see.
I'm happy to help explain a little bit, if y'all want a little bit more of an explanation of where that come from and how, you know.
So the sheriff no longer took that over, and so that no longer has to come out of yours, so you wanna move it to that?
Right, yeah, because that court officer, back so many years ago, was designated to the circuit court judge, which the circuit court judge no longer requests for that, and then the sheriff did, you know,
Okay.
he fixed that on his end as far as we needed, additional, court officer and, to the staff, so, those funds, which were already in my budget, just not
Just a
in.
transfer.
And
Gotcha.
and if you wanna know what I plan to do as a part-time position is, I hired a young gentleman, I had a lady in my office that went part-time, now she's went back full-time, but during that time, I had Mindy Ackland from, Coffee County High School reached out and asked if I had any positions open. I said, actually, I do. I could hire someone on temporary part-time, until, my other full-time employee could come back. And I hired a young gentleman from the high school. He's interested in going to law school. And I was so impressed by him. I wanted to keep him. The other lady, you know, she was my purchasing person and she works in my collections department. So I needed her back with me full-time, but I didn't want to let him go, and it just happened to work out. Another position had came open, and I hired him full-time,
Good.
which he's been phenomenal. But the part-time position would allow me to have that door open. That's what I plan to use it for either, college interns or somebody, wanting to, learn more about the judicial system and kind of be there involved. They learn so much being there and seeing what comes in and what flows through there. So that's kind of my goal, is why I want that. And they also are a huge help to extra workload that we get, that they kind of can pitch in different areas of the court while they're learning. So that's the whole reason why.
Okay.
Thanks, Jeannie.
You're welcome.
The other thing is, yes, the letter from Judge Perry.
Yes.
That is the last one, number 3. That's what that is.
Okay.
Amending the Administrative of Justice budget. That's the one, that's that $330,000 grant from the federal government. It's a SAMHSA grant, which is Substance Abuse Mental Health Services. This is moving, they had money that because federal budget year is October to September, ours is July to June. There's 2 months there was overlap, and they can still spend some of the money that actually to us was last year. So that's what we've done, moved the money around, and then does a recommendation for one of his staff to help with the administration of the Family Treatment Court.
Okay.
So that's his letter of support and recommendation that he sent over today. So that is the number 3. This one, it does not cost the county. It's
Anything.
fully funded.
Okay.
It's just showing where the money's going. It's just
Yes,
showing that
because
he's
it's
hiring.
personnel costs, I have to do a formal budget amendment. I can't move it without, your approval and the county legislative body.
So we can vote on all 3 of them.
And do you want me to go ahead and add to the first one, since it's already revised, the tourism, the 58,110,316, the 36,000 for the Old Start Farm Bridge, and the 10,000
For October.
Yes.
Yeah,
just
we
to
can do that,
Combine
yeah.
them, they're all
Yeah.
general fund.
Okay.
So that one, I would need to take which would be total of 46, because those are both
Yes.
are gonna be
10,000 and
contributions.
36,000.
And I'll just insert that as unassigned fund balance.
Okay.
Okay. So I think that I'm done with that one. That one. And then number 3 is.
Judge
one I
Perry.
just told you about.
Okay. You gonna vote on all, well, really, it's 4 of them if you're gonna do the budget amendment on the tourism.
Well, it's number 1 and number 3.
Okay.
To my mind, it's 2.
Okay, 2. All right. Anybody wanna make a motion on Mary Anna's?
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
I'll
Motion-
second.
Motion by Laura, second by Tim Stubblefield. This is on Coffee County government's budget amendments. Any discussion? All those in favor by aye?
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? Okay. All right, school board.
So I have several amendments. Do you want me to go through them all together as one vote, or do I need to do them separate?
Altogether.
Just all together, we vote on it.
Okay.
Unless if they have a question, they can stop you
Yeah.
after.
Yes, I'll pause between each one and to see if you guys have questions. First one, 141, 2026-3. This is, we received a state grant for safety. So after doing some safety discussions at the office and with supervisors, we decided to purchase a software called Raptor for our schools. It's going to improve our safety at our schools. And then we also need to, the grant wasn't enough to cover that, so we'll need to use some of our fund balance to take care of. So this will take care of all of our schools. This is software that we'll install to help with check-ins and many other things that we currently don't have at some of our locations. So this we'll use part of the grant, and then we'll also use around $48,000 from fund balance to take care of this software. Any questions? 141, 2026-4. We received a grant. It is a grant to our school psychologists are really hard to staff, so this is a hard to staff grant that we applied for. We've posted some positions, so this is kind of a incentive to maintain and keep our one school psychologist and then hire another. So this is just an extra stop, not this a total amount, but this is gives us the stipends to pay for that position, because right now we have one and we would like to have three, and they're just really hard staffed positions. So we applied for this grant and received it, and so this is to bring the funds into our budget to use as an incentive to keep our current and incentive to hire a new school psychologist. Questions? 141, 2026-5. This is just a reclassification within my budget. The State Department did not like where I had placed the after-school program, so this is just moving it from one area of the budget to another. We're moving it from the top part to the bottom part of my budget. They didn't like it. They told me not to use that account number.
I've been there.
I said, then why is it open? 141, 2026-6. So 2 years ago, 23-24 school year, we received what we call TISA outcome funding. Basically, it's funding we receive based on our test scores, ACT scores, ROTC, ASVAB scores. And so it's funding that is generated from our kids each year. And this is the 23. So the state allowed us to restrict the funds, the 23-24 funds, to use those in other school years. And so we restricted $251,000 to bring forward into this school year. And as a supervisor group and with principals, we met and we came to a decision on how we want to use those funds. So if you look at the bottom, we're going to use it for instructional, to enhance our instructional programs, for some tutoring, for some planning for our secondary, some trainings, some new software, some ACT prep, and some and we also put a lump of funds in for some more professional development for our staff, because we currently have not a hard time doing that, but we currently have a hard time finding the funding in our budget to do that. So we are putting some funding toward future development of our staff.
I think that's funny, they won't let you use 524 no more.
They won't let you use 24? That might be coming from me. Any questions on that one?
I don't think so.
So it's restricted funds. It's coming out of our assigned restricted fund balance, but it's funds that came in from the state based on our scores. So 141, 2026-7. So last month, I think I came to you with a budget amendment for state funding that gave all of our eligible teachers or certified personnel $2,000 bonus. So that came to you guys last month, and so after that, our board decided that they would like to do that for all of our employees. And so this budget amendment is to give all of our eligible employees from the 24-25 school year who are still with us or who have retired from Coffee County Schools the $2,000 bonus, and that paid out in December. So this budget amendment is for that, and this is the benefits and the $2,000 for each employee. And we are taking the $818,000 from our fund balance to take care of this budget amendment.
Is that 818, that include the teacher's bonus as well?
No, so that was a separate budget amendment, that came, I think it was around $700,000, and that was all state funded, so it was part of the Education Freedom Act. So that was a separate revenue from this.
So this is other employees that didn't
Did
get
not
other than
receive.
teachers.
So this is like our custodians, our
Cafeteria. and-
teachers' aides, cafeteria staff, everyone that didn't qualify to
Right.
get it.
Do you have a number of employees for us?
So this
So
is,
it's 818,000 divided by 2,000, is that what's?
we don't have to, no, so this would be, so our certified staff is split probably half and half. This is around almost 400 employees.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, you could divide it by
I got it.
3,000.
I get it.
Yeah.
Lot of school employees.
Yeah, we have close to 800, I think, right now, if you don't count subs. Any other questions on that one? 141, 2026-8. These are 2 state grants that we receive each year. So this is actually the 3rd year of our Innovative School Models Grant, which is a CTE grant that we got for 3 years. So this is to bring the remaining funds from that grant into our budget, and then a state preschool grant that we receive each year. So this is just revenue we're bringing in, and then how we're assigning that revenue in the bottom. And then 141, 2026-9. I think we came to you maybe last school year, talking about our lights at our athletic fields. So this budget amendment, and we've bid that out. We've got all of our numbers back. Our board's approved us to go forward. And we are putting up, and if y'all have questions for Mr. Schwartz, he's here and he's worked on this project. But we are putting up new lights at all of our athletic facilities, football field, couple middle school field that didn't have lights, all of our baseball, softball fields, soccer fields. So everything is getting all new lights. Not missing anything, poles and lights. So this 1.4 million will almost cover it. I think came in a little bit higher, but we have enough in our capital fund to take care of the rest. This was a restricted fund that the board took care of maybe 2 years ago. So we did originally restricted 1.5 million, and we used about 42,000 of that on drawings so we could bid this out. And so this is the rest of the funds to take care of the lighting at all of our fields. We're pretty excited about it.
I'll make a motion to approve all the budget amendments.
Got a motion by Tim Brown,
I'll second it.
second. Any discussion? All those in favor by aye?
Aye.
Chair has to oppose, not oppose, but abstain.
gotcha.
Sorry, chair abstains. All right. Next meeting.
Thank y'all.
Or anything else, anybody?
Thank you.
Okay, next meeting, October the, can be the 23rd, or it can be the, nope,
I won't be here.
for neither one, for the 30th,
23rd,
30th,
yeah, I'll be here.
that's 30th.
It's not Halloween.
No,
No.
no, Halloween's 31st.
We'll go trick or treat.
Okay, you're gonna go trick or treating, okay. Is October the 30th agreeable with everybody? Okay. All right, October the 30th, we'll see y'all at 5 o'clock. All right,
I make a motion to adjourn.
make a motion to, I got a motion to adjourn.
Second. Do we need to elect officers this year?
Oh,
Well,
we can come back real quick, we need to do
Do it
that.
October?
Okay. Take nominations for all 3, chair, vice chair, and, secretary.
Somebody can have mine.
open back. Well, call it back on.
Oh, I'll call us back to order real quick, Tim Brown. That way we got it.
Tina, you said it tonight.
Mr. Morris.
Yes, ma'am.
As spokesperson for the J.E. Sartain Road residents and the property owners, I just want to say thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you,
Hope
Ms.
it keeps
Pugh.
going. All right, since we're back in session again, nominee or, chairman?
I'll nominate Tim. Morris.
I second that.
There you
Anybody else want to do chairman? Okay.
Did you
No,
not?
okay, somebody want to make nomination cease?
I do.
Okay.
Make nomination, yeah, nomination cease.
I guess I met then, tag I met. Vice chair,
Terry Hirschman, he's not here, so he should know.
I invite Mr. Stubblefield to be vice chair.
I'll second that.
All
There
right.
you go.
Also cease nominations.
You want,
Okay, all nominations cease. Anybody else want in? Okay, Mr. Stubblefield. I'm nominating Ms. Nettles to be the secretary.
I'll second that.
Also,
Dang, y'all.
Make a motion to cease nominations.
Okay, thank you. All right.
We do need to.
Tim Brown wanted to be the secretary, I think.
We do need to get out, if we are
Where
gonna
at?
discontinue the fire department thing, I think it's something that we need to look at and talk about. It helps them a whole lot, but it is a lot of money. It's a whole lot cheaper doing it this way than having a rural fire department though to support, so it's just something to think about. Mariana, I apologize to bring all this in on top of you.
Well, I
And
just
shoot
wanted
me in the
to
back when I
explain
walk out
that
the door.
It's not that I didn't try to communicate with
I understand. That's why I said it's,
or this.
yeah, well, that's what I said. It's not your fault. Yep, understand.
I can't make people do their.
We're adjourned.
Yeah, meeting adjourned.